Sunday, September 9th, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, here's the latest on Hurricane Florence from the National Hurricane Center. It is now back up to hurricane force strength. It was a tropical storm as it was in a strong area of wind shear. It's now out of the wind shear, regaining strength, regaining definition. However, it's slowing down with its forward speed. It's down to, according to the National Hurricane Center, 6 miles per hour, moving west. Destination right now is North Carolina, and that's the landfall. The affected areas will reach far and wide, especially if this thing unfolds as follows as a Category 4 storm. Let's go to the interactive map here at the National Hurricane Center. Here's the latest forecasted track turning north as it enters North Carolina, but that could change. This is a forecasted model that's still 5 days out, so it could change a little. It could go south, it could go north. I'm thinking it's going to trend a little to the north, hang around and potentially stalling over the east coast of North Carolina, but that will not affect only North Carolina. That will affect South Carolina, Virginia, clear up into Delaware, Maryland, parts of southeastern Pennsylvania. The effects will be inland. Tremendous flooding. If this thing does what some of these models are suggesting, a stalling event, it will drop incredible amounts of rainfall, especially on the Outer Banks. And let me show you what I'm talking about. First of all, this thing could be a Category 4 as it's making landfall with wind speeds, and this is the National Hurricane Center saying this, not me. Wind gusts of 165 mile an hour. Those gusts are Cat 5 strength. There's 175, and that's by September the 12th, 3 days away. So this thing should rapidly intensify over the next 72 hours. But one thing I want to pay attention to is not only the direction where this thing is going, but what it's going to do when it gets there with regard to how much rainfall it could potentially drop. We use Null School quite a bit. It's a great source of information. You're looking at Florence, and this is on the 11th. We're going to step it ahead to the 12th, and you can see it's going right towards North Carolina. I think I can only go up to the 13th, and then this only goes out 5 days. So that's as far as I can go, and that's as far as they feel comfortable with forecasting, which usually 5 days is pretty solid, even though it can change. But I want to show you something that we looked at with Hurricane Gordon. Actually, it was a tropical storm when it made landfall, but it was the total precipitable water. And see this number right here? Remember, Gordon was at 73, which was pretty high. This one's showing 77.8 kilograms right in that area there, just offshore of the Outer Banks. And that's as far as I can go with this model, but you can see it's close enough to where it's going to affect land. 77 is just an astronomical number with regard to water content. So you could see rainfall rates along the Outer Banks here and even areas inland in the multiple feet range. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 feet of rain is not going to be out of the question if it does what it's predicted to do right now. And again, that could change, but this area right in here along the Outer Banks, right on the Outer Banks, and the profile of the land here is not really conducive for storm surge. Let's take a look and see at the land. Take a look at the land profile here real quick. There's homes here. There's a lot of homes here. Let's look at this area right here, for instance. 18 feet, 17 feet. But if you factor in the possibility of 3 to 4 feet of rain, not counting the storm surge, this could turn into a water world here very, very quickly. And let me show you what this thing's supposed to do right in this area here. From Rodanthe up to Roanoke Island, this entire sound, to be honest with you, could turn into a giant bathtub. Clear up to Virginia Beach, especially if this thing reaches Category 4 strength and becomes a very large storm, which some models are showing exactly that, a very large 500-mile wide storm that's got a lot of moisture. Let me show you a model here that's kind of concerning. In this area, here's some rain totals for the year that go up to August 1st for the North Carolina, South Carolina area. Wilmington, for instance, seen nearly 60 inches of rain, record rainfall in May. Florence, South Carolina, coincidentally, 30 inches of rain, 21 in Lumberton, North Carolina. North Myrtle Beach, where this storm could affect with a lot of rain as well, 34.68 inches of rain. And that's as of August of 2018. So the area has already seen a large amount of rain. Let me show you what could potentially be coming. This is the 12th, Wednesday. That's the position of Florence. Thursday moves rather quickly up towards the Outer Banks, and watch what it does. We're going to step it ahead another 24 hours. Now it's right over the Outer Banks. This storm will be affecting parts of Virginia, all of the eastern half of South Carolina, or I'm sorry, North Carolina, parts of South Carolina. But watch what it does. Let's step it ahead another 24 hours. Basically doesn't move. So now you're looking at 24 hours of steady rainfall from a hurricane/tropical storm, which are rainmakers to begin with. When they're moving, it's no telling what this thing could do. When it's stalled, 24 hours more. Maybe moved 30 miles. So now you're looking at 48 hours of rainfall in this area from this hurricane/tropical storm. Monday, another 24 hours. Still in the area, dropping copious amounts of rain. So let me show you the potential rainfall totals from here at VinceSky.com. And this definitely has a degree of accuracy if it does go into this area. And it goes back to what I was showing you with regard to the total precipitable water. All of these things kind of work together to come up with these numbers. We just don't make them up. This is Thursday at 5 p.m. It's just offshore. Let's go a step ahead to Friday. You're looking at 26 inches inside the Sound already on Friday at 5 p.m. 24 inches along the Outer Banks, 28. And that's on Friday. Inland is just getting warmed up. 5, 6 inches, 10 inches. Where is that area there? That's important. Let's take a look and see. This area in here, guys. Fairfield, Belhaven, Plymouth, Pinetown. Is that Mans Harbor? Mans Harbor. This entire area here could see astronomical rainfall totals. Let's continue on. Let's go to Saturday, the 15th. There we go. Check this out. It's moving a little more inland, and once again, it's basically stalling over the area. 14, 17, 21 as you get closer to the Outer Banks. 33, 30, go back down, 44, 45, 40 inches in the southern Outer Banks, right down in through here. 16, Southeast Virginia, 17, 16 inches of rain. This is on Saturday evening. And again, this storm would be stalled. Let's jump ahead another 6 hours. Saturday night. 48 inches of rain. 47. Go a little farther offshore. 54 inches of rain. What if that moves inland? What if this moves inland just 30 miles? That 54 inches of rain is going to find land. The way it stands, you're already looking at 4 feet. That's incredible. Southeast Virginia, 20 inches. Virginia Beach, 14 inches. You're also dealing with high winds, but the rain will be the big issue here. That's a huge amount of rain. We're going to step it ahead to Sunday, 16th. Storm moves forward, maybe 20 miles. Now you're affecting a much larger area, extending up into all of Pennsylvania, parts of New York, looking at anywhere from 6 to 4 to 5 inches of rain. Now Virginia, moving inland, a foot of rain covering a wide area near the Virginia Beach area, 19, 20 inches of rain. This is by Sunday at 11 p.m. 35, 36, 40 inches along the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That's if it follows this track. And there's a good possibility it could. So just a big heads up, guys. This storm, according to both models, even the Euro model, which shows it moving inland, more in the southeastern part of North Carolina and stalling. This is the GFS model, which shows it moving up into the Outer Banks area and stalling. This is Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. It's still there. It's hardly moved. Still lingering around on Tuesday. That's unbelievable. Now we're going to look at the European model. Okay. Starting on Wednesday. And it makes an impact into southeastern North Carolina, affecting northeastern South Carolina on Thursday afternoon. Friday, it's still lingering around, moving up in through Virginia. And then by Saturday, it's still kind of influencing the area, but more in a tropical depression presence, not a hurricane presence. So it all depends on where this thing goes officially. Either way, it's not a good scenario. The European model has it making a direct impact as a Cat 4 storm on Thursday, right in south central North Carolina. And that's going to affect a lot of areas inland with regard to large amounts of rain. The GFS model has it stalling right over the Outer Banks for over 72 hours. Look at that. Dropping in some cases 48 inches of rain. So that's a Hurricane Harvey scenario. Hopefully that won't be the case, but that's what the models are implying right now. Here at weathercharts.eu, we're going to take a look at this model, and it's normally very accurate. And this is a little more complex. It shows the steering currents up here. These are the high pressures that steer these low pressures, okay? Here comes the low pressure. That's Florence. Moving on in. Watch. Thursday, Friday, just sits there. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then goes up into Washington and Philadelphia through New York on Wednesday. So this thing could be a long duration event stalling along the eastern seaboard. Right there, just kind of parks on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All the models are showing that, guys. So look for a tremendous rain event in the coming days as this thing could stall along the eastern seaboard. So just a big heads up, you are looking at the possibility of the better part of 40 to 50 inches of rain in some places, especially along the Outer Banks. That is incredible. All right, guys, if you're along the Outer Banks in South North Carolina, anywhere in this area from Virginia Beach, Maryland, Pennsylvania, you could see epic flooding in the next 6 days. Big heads up. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.